Throwback and welcome back to a brand new episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. A link to the previous episode is found at the top right hand of your screen. In the previous episode we did this Tolnek and we rescued Olin's family. Yeah, that's what we did. Again, sorry, I should have said spoiler warning if for anyone who hadn't watched that. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. Glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to enjoy some Zero Dawn with us. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate your love and support that you continue to give on this wonderful journey. Now, we have done one Cauldron before. I think it was Cauldron Rho, if I'm not mistaken. It was in some episode long ago. I can't even begin to speculate which kind of I can't begin to speculate the episode number in which we did that Cauldron. But as you all know, Cauldrons give you the ability to override machines in order to override machines and get them to be under your control. And so essentially, whenever you get the opportunity to do a Cauldron, it is recommended that you at least try to complete them so that you can have the ability to override as many machines as you can. Now, because it was getting too steep to ride up that hill, I decided to abandon my trusted steed and simply move by myself. I'm not so sure which I made it. Lovely. So I'm not so sure which Cauldron this is, but we are going to be doing this Cauldron and then afterwards figure out what we're gonna be doing next. Of course, we still haven't finished. This is Cauldron Rho. Then what Cauldron had we done? Was it Alpha? I don't know, man. I'll have to recheck the Cauldron that we did. But apparently this is the Cauldron Rho. So this is the Cauldron that we shall be going to do to try and get the ability to override more machines, which it's always a welcome plus. I mean, you don't need to override machines. You can get through the game without overriding a single machine. It's not required, but it is a skill that is worth having if you can spare the time to do so. Now, Cauldrons, like I said, they are like a huge puzzle building in its entire essence, and in this puzzle building all you're gonna be doing is trying to solve the puzzle, get to the final mini boss fight, which is basically just one machine. You fight it, and then
liquid flowing through that pipe.
And then when you are done with that boss fight, you get the final master override, and you get the ability to override multiple machines, which in essence is the whole point of Cauldrons. Now, going to Pitch Cliff is probably what you're gonna be doing next, because this Cauldron was on the way to Pitch Cliff, and Pitch Cliff and Maker's End are like nearly the same, are like neighboring regions. So with regard to finishing the mission that we'll find in Pitch Cliff, we then can go and proceed on with the main storyline, basically Maker's End, because that's supposed to be the main storyline.
But I'm better prepared.
But yeah, here we are. So we have found the Cauldron entrance, so this should give us an opportunity to get through and essentially Well, I did not think we would need to start destroying machines immediately, but yeah, give us the chance to essentially get this done. Now we have to
Looks like
turn the
things are going my
turbine
way.
the other way around to get across. Some cauldrons are easy to do, some are not. Depends on.
That
First of all,
bridge
there are
is
like
again.
no maps. Like there aren't any maps in the cauldron, so sometimes you can be left really confused as to where you need to go next or what you need to do next. It's more of an annoyance than a difficulty thing, because once you figure out where you're supposed to go, it becomes one of the easiest things you'll ever do. But before you get to that point in time, it can serve to be a very annoying endeavor to do. Anyway, we have to override this second cauldron door to have it open. So, that's
I need
nice.
to find a way through that shell.
Of course, you still have more machines over here. So we are gonna keep trying to take them all down, just to make sure that... Oh, we just missed the silent strike. But yeah, we will be taking machines along the way. Some cauldrons are like this, they just have too many... some cauldrons have too many machines watching over them. Like, holy smokes, they have a sawtooth inside here, man. It always amazes me how out of control I am in such situations, because you'd think I would have all of my my favorite to use my go-to weapons fully, having the full complement of ammunition, if I can get my words right, but I never do, which is weird for someone who's supposed to be really prepared. I rarely have my weapons ready. Okay, I have realized that we have missed our ride, so that did not go well. I'm assuming we need to climb up, jump on one of those floaty things, and etc, etc. Okay, that did not turn this thing. Okay, there we go. Like I said, cauldrons are kinda annoying. They're not hard to solve, they just become a bit annoying. And sometimes when you get lost in a cauldron, the best thing to do is to figure out where a machine is, because at the same time, that's the one thing that can that can help you retrace your steps, essentially speaking. Right, so like I said, what we'll have to do is get on top of this and then jump up to the next floaty devices thing. I mean, doing post commentary is easy. When I wasn't doing this on comms, it wasn't. Now, if we look right there, we do not have a hole in the wall, which means we would have gotten our ass handed to us by a very unfriendly amount of electrical shock. So in that regard, we have to keep finding ways to override these things. So like I said, some very not hard to solve environmental puzzles, but getting to them and finding your own way through is what sometimes can become pretty annoying.
All right.
Alright.
That should get me through.
Alright. Yeah, so how are you guys doing? I did not plan that this episode would start off with an environmental puzzle, but yet here we are. But I mean, I do not see the problem in going this route though. I mean, at the end of the day, we do get the chance to override machines should we need them again. That's the whole point, is should we need to. So we're gonna take this ride across, and as you guys can see, there is an energy shield right there, so our ride, we've done all that for our ride to end right here, and then we're now going to have to pick a different ride. I'm telling you, cauldrons, not the hardest thing to ever do, but okay, we need to get off this. We need to get it to change direction. Okay, right, there we go. So now this is going to take us to the other platform so that we can continue on forward. Cauldrons, man. Solving one environmental puzzle after the other. It's literally all you do until you find a way to get to the end of it. Now, if you see machines, as I said, it means you are on the right path. Please, okay, there we go. Now we simply need to make our way down here to figure out what the next environmental puzzle will be, because there are a lot of machines down there. I don't know if you can get through them without alerting them, but I mean, I have never done so I can't clearly tell if you can. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know.
Grab this now.
But the whole premise is to figure out where to go now. As long as you can't see such glowing areas, it does give you at least a small hint on where you're supposed to be proceeding next to finish off some of the missions that you are doing, essentially. And right here is where my controller just disconnected, so my controller is showing signs of the battery dying, so that's exactly what happens. It's not something about my PC, it's just when my controller decides to.
And it all flows here, like blood to a heart. The cauldron runs in life itself.
Okay, we do have a lot of machines in here, so oh my lord. Yeah, this is not looking good for us, man. We need to get rid of the sawtooth because it is the biggest threat to our existence. The small watchers are not as big a threat. I mean, they are still a threat, but if something that you can't take out with one spear is not as big as a threat. I have just realized that there are long legs here as well, so not good, man. Yeah, these machines are literally, they are not happy that I am here. I mean, I can see why. Neither would I be happy if somebody just stormed into my home, uninvited. Good lord. Okay. That takes them both out, gives us the opportunity to keep recrafting our ammunition, at least so that we don't have to run out of ammo. Lovely. Now we simply need to find our way around this place in order to find the next overriding tool, in order to get open up the next way to the core of the cauldron. There's really nothing much in cauldrons, to be honest, but it is just, I do feel it was pregnant that I added to what we were doing today. Now we will have to hitch a ride on one of these things. There we go. And it should drop us right here. So again, more overriding, just run-of-the-mill kind of stuff. Gives us another opening, and that should give us an overriding section right here. Okay, we have to wait for our overriding tool to finish recharging. And that should be done. So that should open up our next place for us to visit. Now where that is, I am not so sure, because I remember while I was playing this part, I kinda got lost for a while, which tends to happen a lot in cauldrons, by the way, because you override that section and you don't get a sound prompt or anything to let you know that we have done something, but you do get these new machines that have appeared as I miss the strike from above prompt. So let's just move around below, make sure that there is nothing we are missing. Of course I do eventually find my way, but if somebody did ever use this video as a way to figure out where they wanted to go, I wouldn't want to do the crazy cuts so that I magically appear at the next section. I'd rather you get lost with me as we figure out our way out of here. Yeah, so for the next like 2 or 3 minutes it's just me being lost, to be honest. So
Forget about traveling light.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's just me trying to retrace my steps, finding new and weird machines in this cauldron, and wondering where we are supposed to go next after we finished overriding that one outlet, which is one of the things I don't like about this section, because it should clearly I mean, this comes down to my poor observational skills, but you really can't blame me that much, since this entire place is literally color coded in the same monotonous color. So even figuring out where to go next might be a bit problematic. But seriously, we just got this done, and as you can see, I was lost beyond all hope. So now finding out the route was the big problem, but as you can see, after we got this center console, we were supposed to be moving on to the next step. So in that regard, I started looking around, which, you know, something that I should have been doing from the beginning, and I realized something. There's a spinning wheel right over there, like opposite the center console. So it must go to say that maybe the way out of here should be overlooking the opposite side of the console. Maybe, I don't know. But in doing some exploration, I finally started to figure out that there are some places. Some of them were dead ends, by the way. I will come out and put it out there. Some of my explorations just led to pure dead ends. Some of them led to areas where you can get more resources. Did not know that there were hidden areas to get more resources in these cauldrons. And the entire goal was a bit problematic, but from this point on forward, this is something that you can do. Just place the marker as on the cauldron as my controller shows more signs of death. Now in showing this to the in now marking the cauldron as to what I was doing, which is what we have been doing the whole time, I figured that that's an opening, and this is another. So we should have done that from the offset. It would have saved us like a ton of time. It would have saved us a ton of time instead of having to wonder where we were supposed to go next. So the next stage for us is to simply find the cauldron's core.
The belly of this giant beast.
And that was me looking back to see how easy it would have been had I marked where I was supposed to be going next. But anyway, as I said, cauldrons easy to solve, just annoying to go through at times, especially when you get lost like I did. Anyway, so right here we climb right up here, and then we move, and we should find another overriding core.
That's where I need to go.
creates a bridge walkway for us that we can get across. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And essentially the next part should be us hopefully not fighting more machines. I don't really remember if we were fighting more machines at this point, but the hope is we finally get to the core and get to fight the mini boss fight of this Cauldron in order to get the overriding cores for the other different machines. And yeah, we actually are here, so we are at the core. Just rappel down and then we can have this miniature boss fight for us to deal with.
Machine's quick.
So all we need to do is override this to release the boss fight, and we should be done after we destroy this machine, which is a snapmore. We already know that they're weak to fire arrows, so shouldn't be so hard. Well, I say that it's not burning. Okay, there we go. Bro's on fire. And at this point we are done with that, so we now need to go override the core, and that should give us access to different machines that we can override. Also, where is the core? I can't see it. Hasn't it popped up or something? Because the core is always supposed to pop up after you've destroyed the boss fight. Huh, interesting. A machine on the other side.
Should have brought a cart.
I think we need to kill one more machine. Oh, never mind. Here is the core. Excuse me, did it just release? Oh god, it released a different machine. So I guess this is a two-phase boss fight. The snapmore being phase 1, and whatever it is that we released, I'm assuming was the sawtooth. So the sawtooth is phase 2 of the boss fight. So you know the drill. We are simply gonna put you to the ground and then get our rattler and try to get you down and out. Okay, easy enough. And the noise has sort of awakened the other machines at the top of the cauldron. So we're gonna override this again. I hope it doesn't release another boss fight that we have to do. Alright, the Cauldron core has appeared, and we can override it to get access to different machines that we can override in the future or in the world state as we need.
That's it. More machines I can override.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Cauldron Rho. So some of the machines that we can override will be displayed at the top. Like a long leg, a snapmaw, a ravager, a trampler, and a shell walker are now available for us to override and use them to fight as assistants in our army. And I am here for it now. Since we are above the 30-minute mark, and I don't want to bore you guys with travel as we try to travel to Pitch Cliff into the Borderlands, I do think this is a wonderful place to end this episode. So you can enjoy the last few minutes of me getting across the bridge, fighting the other machines, and in the next episode we shall be heading into Pitch Cliff and going into the Borderlands, as well as trying to see setting up everything we need to do to get to Maker's End. So until then, stay safe, be smart, be kind, tell somebody you love them today, and I shall catch all of you in the next episode. Bye guys.